One of my 32F best friends, 60M, just declared his love for me and I'm in shock. TLR. A good friend of mine wants to be with me and I don't. Not sure how to express myself to him and tell my boyfriend about this situation. This just happened a few days ago. Context. I'm in a very happy relationship with my boyfriend, 38, of 2 years. The friend in question, Tom, and I have been friends for a few years now. We met when I briefly joined a music group he's a member of. He is professor at the university, a renowned expert in his field. We bonded over our love for history, travel and music. We wouldn't meet frequently, but when we did, we had long and deep conversations. We called it our meaningful conversation sessions. Sometimes we would go to the opera together, but most time we would just meet in a tea house over tea and talked. 2 years ago, Tom's wife of 30 years asked for a divorce. He was totally blindsided and took it very hard. All of the friends he made here, he's a foreigner in my country, took it upon themselves to try to get him through it. I also supported him, had many talks with him about it, and it made me happy when he said that our talks really helped him, and I made some insightful comments that helped him see his situation as not the end of his life, but rather a beginning of a new chapter. Sometimes I would also confide in him. I come from an extremely abusive family and always lacked and missed a father figure in my life. I think I started to see him as a father figure I could for advice and different life perspective. But all of our talks have always been very appropriate, not romantic or God forbid sexual in any way. Even if I wasn't with my boyfriend, I would never in a million years think of starting a relationship with someone 30y my senior who I also don't find physically attractive at all. A few weeks ago, Tom had his 60th birthday party where many of his close friends were invited. I was very proud to be one of the invitees because I don't make good friends easily and I felt like a quality person being there with all the other amazing and accomplished people. 3 days ago, me and Tom planned to meet up and catch up after the party. He's currently working on a new and groundbreaking project, so I was also curious how that's going. We went to a restaurant for early dinner, casual non-romantic place, and just talked about the birthday party, work, how he feels to be 60. All normal stuff. We left and went to the bus stop to catch the bus back to the city center. As we were waiting, Tom says how he's always found me an incredible, impressive, enchanting woman. I immediately felt like someone sucked the air from around us. There was a knob in my throat. He continues and says how he's very interested in a relationship with me and that he just had to say it out loud. He said some other stuff, but I couldn't really hear because I was in shock. I never saw something like this coming. I felt so betrayed, disrespected. I felt my relationship was disrespected. Tom met my boyfriend a few times. I told him that I do not feel the same. I'm in a happy relationship and what he's asking has never ever crossed my mind. He calmly said that he understands but he would like to stay friends. We haven't talked since and more I'm getting super uncomfortable after what happened. I am usually not a good advocate for myself and sometimes let people walk all over me, but I feel that I never want to see Tom again. I know I should tell my boyfriend about it, but I don't know how. He liked Tom when he met him and respects him as a scientist. I want to write Tom a message and express how much this hurt me and that I don't want to be friends anymore knowing how he feels. Any advice on how to go about it? I don't want my boyfriend get upset and I also don't want to be possibly gaslit by Tom. I think your instincts are correct. You need to tell your BF, and not seeing him again is completely normal and healthy. You could consider showing your boyfriend this post. You explain the situation clearly and understandable. Regarding Tom, you are well within your rights to end the friendship. And you don't need a reason for that. If all he has done was telling you that he likes you, you will probably have people thinking you are too harsh. Think about telling him you need space to not risk having those guys annoying you. But if you feel you have to tell him that he violated your trust and you want to never see him again, you should. And that's how you turn a friendship into a completely inappropriate relationship. This guy will continue to pursue you and undermine your relationship. It'd create some distance. Follow your gut. Write the message and cut him off. I 24M am stuck in Cancun with my 24F girlfriend and I want to leave her here so bad. Okay, so to start, I'm sorry I'm ranting, I'm just angry and hurt. A couple months back my GF, 24F, and her parents bought surprise tickets for us and them to all celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary. Only one problem, I, 24M, didn't have a passport and the trip was a month away. Now I'm in the army and I'm stationed in Alaska. I love with my girlfriend and we have a great relationship, or so I thought. Anyways, there is no emergency passport agency in Anchorage, so I spend $900 to fly to Seattle last minute. $100 each way for an Uber to the passport agency. And $250 for the emergency travel passport. Plus her birthday would be our first day in Cancun together, so I spend an additional $300–400 on a nice gift for her because I love her and want to get her something nice. Fast forward, we fly to Cancun and her and I immediately start not getting along. I feel as though she has been dismissive of me now that she's around her family, and my last straw was her walking out on me mid-sentence. So now I'm harboring anger. I've got a belly full of tequila and I feel like a clown. We get into again later that day, and out of anger I told her when we get back I want her to pack her things and the dogs with her. Very immature and wrong of me, I get it. I am an asshole and I shouldn't have let anger dictate me that way. So she storms out of the room and goes downstairs and parties with her brother and some friends they made at the bar. She's upset understandingly. Anyways, the party moves back to her brother's room 2 doors down from me, and they are all out on the balcony of his room. I wake up to the sound of everyone singing as I fell asleep with my balcony door open. She then proceeds to tell her family and strangers how I'm a fucking pussy and a bitch and all the things I've ever done wrong. The whole crowd proceeds to make gagging noises and clowns me for at least an hour, and I'm hearing everything. I proceed to drink all night and go down to the beach and watch the sunset and decompress from everything I just heard. Around noon, when everyone wakes up, the brother texts me trying to hang out and that he wants me and my girlfriend to work things out. I talked to her and let her know I heard everything. She said she was angry and thought we were broke up and we just start fighting. Meanwhile, her mom suddenly gets bacterial meningitis and is in the damn hospital, and she's begging me to stay. I feel like a clown either way and am hurt that she would air our issues out to family and strangers, then proceed to talk down on my character, then beg me to stay. What do? I am staying because I love and respect the mother and wish her the best. My question is, what should I do when I get back home with her? You should leave. A person should never air dirty laundry in front of others. Because whether you get back together or not, family and friends will think you're an asshole. She did wrong by you. And I hate to be a pessimist, but often once there is a crack in the foundation of a relationship, the relationship eventually crumbles. Leave, or better yet, keep the flight and book another hotel at another resort. You are young and should not put up with this BS. I think you should leave. I'm in the Navy, so I know you're also using up your leave days to stay there with her. It's not worth it. I'd likely grey rock her till I'm home, then dump by text. You were clowned, and you may be a clown, brother. You're both young, she wants to play. What would you tell your boy if he was you and asking you for advice? My boyfriend, M29, is being weird about my body, F24, around other people. My boyfriend and I just had a conversation that I am feeling odd about. The two of us have been together nearly 2 years, we are just a few days shy of that mark. When getting ready to go out grocery shopping today, I mentioned how I didn't want to put a bra on but probably should because I was wearing a tight white t-shirt, and that instead I should just free the nip. As we were driving to the store, my boyfriend said, "Good thing you put a bra on, I wouldn't let you go out in a white t-shirt without one." Needless to say, I told him that wasn't his decision, it is my body, and I can take my bra off right then and there if that's what I want to do. Once home, I showed him a swimsuit that I found, but wasn't going to wear to a cabin because his friends would all be around. To which he responded, "I don't care. You should wear it. They will see how lucky I am and what they're missing out on." That response was quickly followed with me asking why that response was so different than the one about me not wearing a bra to the grocery store. His answer: "Would you want me to see other people's nipples? 'Cause it's not any different. If you don't want me seeing other people's nipples, then you shouldn't be showing other people yours." Dude, what? I literally would have had a shirt on. How is that comparable to him seeing other people's actual nipple? I would like an outside perspective because I am confused. What do you think about this conversation? Too long did not read. My boyfriend of 2 years and I had contradicting conversations today. One in which he encouraged me to wear a bikini on the skimpier side around his friends, because he's okay with them seeing. In the other conversation, he told me he wouldn't let you go out in a white t-shirt without a bra. Then he compared me going to the grocery store without a bra under my shirt to him seeing other people's nipples. Any thoughts on this? I'd appreciate any perspective or thoughts you're willing to share. He probably thinks of nipples showing as being in the same category as walking around with a camel toe. Neither are good. I don't know why he's pleased enough about you being in a small bikini though. Him then not caring about that seems arbitrary to me. Your objectification is okay when it's to further his status, but not when it's benign and doesn't serve him. Oh God, not nipples face with rolling eyes person facepalming light skin tone female sign. These aren't actually contradictions. They both show that he feels ownership of your body, and wants to control who sees what. But aren't all of his guys' friends going to have their nipples on show at the cabin? Seeing happy couples and realizing how unhappy you, 26F, are in your relationship, with 36M. I, 26F, have been dating my boyfriend, 36M, for about 8 months. He's a really nice guy, intelligent, well-educated, treats me well, has a great job, and is extremely interested in me. Last night we went to a comedy show and I was looking around at all the couples and it made me really sad. They were laughing together, being affectionate toward one another, smiling, and just looked genuinely happy. It gave me this pit in my stomach knowing that we were sitting like two strangers hardly interacting with one another. He stepped out for the restroom for a bit and I started laughing and enjoying the show so much more without him. After the show I felt so upset I said I needed to go home and was too tired to do anything. I've been thinking about it all day and I feel like I should end it but I don't know how. I've only had one serious relationship in my life. Other things that have bothered me about the relationship. He doesn't like to drink, not sober but just thinks alcohol makes people act stupid. I love to have a good drink at dinner, or something like a comedy show, and he gets weird if I want to order one. I still drink when I'm out with friends but never with him. I love hiking and he thinks it's boring and uneventful. Whenever I say I'm going hiking he makes it a point to remind me of this. I love musicals as does my family but he thinks they're stupid. We went to a Broadway show when they were visiting and he made judgmental comments about how weird it is for even my dad to enjoy them. He has the absolute sweetest dog, Yellow Lab. But the dog doesn't seem to like him that much. He blames the dog but I've observed the way they interact and I think he's just not a dog person. I grew up with dogs and he never had pets. Any advice on whether I should stick it out longer or how to end it? You should break up because you have such varying interests. He doesn't like the things you enjoy and instead of supporting you with them he shits on them. You're too young to keep flogging a dead horse. If you're not happy now just chuck in the towel and move on. Plus hate the bring up the age gap but he is 10 years older than you. Does his future expectations and yours align? It doesn't seem like it. Go find someone to enjoy comedy shows with and musicals and hiking. He's a nice guy. He's smart. He's done well for himself. That's great. He's not your partner. You don't share common interests. He actually makes you feel worse about the things you do enjoy. You end it. BF. As much as the last few months have been nice, I don't see this working out long term. You are kind and sweet, and there's a lot to like about you, but we just don't share things that I enjoy in life. And in this last few months, I've realized that's more important to me in a relationship than I thought it was. You are a great guy for someone, but that someone isn't me. I wish you the best. If you aren't happy with the person, then be honest and leave. You just aren't compatible, as simple as that. If you aren't happy with someone after the honeymoon phase is over, then it's not going to get better than that. You'll understand this more with time and experience, but this is just a lack of chemistry. You now know what you don't want in a partner. Congratulations, it will be much easier moving forward for you to recognize what you do and don't enjoy in a partner. Sounds like you're settling.